Hello everybody. Welcome to episode 98! 98, man! Do you have any idea what that means? That means we're getting close to episode 100. We're gonna have to do something about that, huh? That's gonna be a special episode. Episode 100. Actually, it's only been 97 episodes. It's just one of them. I remember getting cut off because the internet connection got cut off back then, and it was divided into two. But it was the same Q&A, but it was two. It's two separate videos on the playlist, so it kind of counts as an episode, right? Not really. Maybe I should make a poll about that, right? No. So, episode 98. So next Sunday is going to be episode 99. Hopefully I'll be able to celebrate my 100,000 subscribers achievement. And then the next one is going to be episode 100. So we're probably going to have two celebrations in a row. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, so welcome everybody. How are you? Thanks for joining. We're listening to some Atelier music, your favorite JRPG series of all time. And I'm just gonna wait for more people to join to show a little something special that I have here with me. Something very special that a fan sent. We'll get to it once there are more people watching. So let's begin with your goddamn questions. And the first one of them all is, any tips on learning Spanish? I have no idea how you learn Spanish, man. I learned it when I was a little kid. So, I have no idea. Whenever people ask me that, it's like, how do you learn your own language? How do you give people tips to learn your own language? I have no idea, man. It's just something that I learned automatically. So I can't help you there, man. So did you already see the Reinatis trailer? Is that the one that's gonna be published by Nis America this very same year during the fall, during autumn? If so, then I haven't watched it. Well, actually, yeah, I did watch the trailer, and looks pretty interesting, pretty unique, and it's Nis America, so I'll probably get it. Oh, I hope you're referring to the same game. Sorry guys, I couldn't resist. Hope I didn't destroy your ears. Especially for those listening on their headphones or earphones or whatever. Thank you, Jamie Scott. What do I do for a living? This YouTube channel. I'm also an author. Yeah, an independent writer. You can find a link to all of my books in the description below. Do you think East 10 will be good? I know it's coming out on the 13th. It's coming out during the fall of this very same year. The version you're speaking to that will be released on the March 13th. I think it's the Asian version on PC alone, not console version. I don't know if that version is gonna have English subtitles or what the hell. Haven't learned. I don't know a lot about it. There's been a lot of confusion because of that very same version. A lot of people think it's a North American release. No, it's not apparently. I used to think it was a North American release, that first we were gonna get it on the March 13th, but no. Apparently no. That's the Asian version. Freaking confusing matter here. It's weird. But as to the first question, I think it will be great. I'm a little bit concerned about the fact that you only have one party member. I mean, for the past, what have been like 10 years or more, 15 years or so, the E-Series have had numerous party members to play as. For the longest time it was just Adel. You could only control Adel, whatever you want to pronounce him. Uh, and then from East 7, we got party members now, including Doggy, the only game in the series where you can control Doggy. It was a great game. I think it was like 6 party members, 6 different playable characters. And then we got the remake of East 4, which was named Memories of Salsetta. Fantastic remake, also with numerous party members there. East 8 was the same, East 9 was the same, but now East 10 there's only going to be Adel and the other girl. Only 1 party member, so 2 party members to control. Okay, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. I don't think it's a step in the right direction. I think they should stick to the formula of including several party members, not just 2. Man, at the very least 3, right? So we can continue with the formula of using 1 character to exploit the weaknesses of other enemies, or character that is strong against certain types of enemies, and then switch to the other instantly when they're not, or where they are. So now we're gonna have only 2 party members. Okay. From what I've seen in the trailers and all the gameplay footage and blah blah blah, you know, the game looks fantastic, the game looks awesome. The fact that you only have 2 party members doesn't really seem to matter. But still, you know, I would have preferred an East game with more party members, not just 1. Okay, besides Adel. I mean, I don't think that's a good idea, but I mean, how many RPGs are there where you have no party members, or where you only have 1 or 2 party members and they're excellent, right? So I still have hope that the game's gonna be very interesting and awesome, as always. Well, as mostly always, as most of its recent predecessors have been. Let's leave it at that. And yeah. I'm just concerned about the fact that there's no party members except for the girl, but I don't know, if the game's combat is awesome, you won't hear me complaining that much about it. Graphically speaking, the game looks like a very small upgrade to the previous East games 8 and 9. Colors and graphics and visuals look beautiful and stunning and whatnot, but it's 2024. I know the game was released in 2023, last year. But it's Falcom, so we can't be too harsh. We can't be too demanding, you know, with the graphics and say, hey, you know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks better, Persona looks better. Come on, man, it's Falcom. Okay, and they aren't freaking millionaire, right? So the graphics look great. And I've listened to some of the soundtrack already, and it's just as great. I think I prefer the ones on East 9 and 8, but we're gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to play the game. I think a song can be appreciated outside of the game if you listen to it, even if you haven't played the game yet. But it just makes a bigger impact when you actually listen to it, playing the game. I mean, it's just more iconic and more like this town theme right now from Memories of Salsetta. Best fucking town theme of all time, in my opinion. I don't think I would have liked it that much if I hadn't listened to it while playing the game. So I'm gonna have to play the game to really judge the music. So yeah, that's it. I think the game is gonna be great. Am I religious? No, I'm not. I'm a bit agnostic. I don't like putting labels on me. Like, what are you? Catholic, Christian, agnostic, atheist? I'm nothing of the sort, you know, but if you really want to put a label on me, put the agnostic label on me. I believe in possibilities, and I don't believe in human arrogance. The human arrogance is the one that I think wow, that was a brain fart right there. Oh my god. What I'm trying to say is that I think no one has any certainty 100% about the truth of humanity and their origin, and God, if God exists or not, if it's the God as the Catholic and Christian religions tell us. No one has any certainty whatsoever. That's what I believe. And I think it's human arrogance to go out there and claim it is. So if you want to believe in that, that's cool. But if you think it's something that's a fact, I don't think so. It's not a fact. That's why there are so many religions worldwide, and that's the history of humanity. So yeah, that's what I believe. Let's not get into religion. Don't really like talking about it. Will you be buying a Unit Chronicle 100 Heroes Day 1? I don't know. I'm gonna wait for a review code. I have ties with the company who is gonna publish it. They gave me a review code for a couple of games last year, and I asked them about it. So we'll see what happens. You plan on getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? No, yeah, probably in like 3 years. For a really low price. I'm not really interested in playing the game right now. I have a crap ton of games. I got a gift from a fan recently, and he sent a crap ton of games that I'm gonna have to play for the next months. And I'm also planning on getting Unicorn Overlord. So yeah, but right now I'm playing a specific game that I got that I want to show to you guys. You guys ready for this? Alright, so check this out. Check this fucking baby out. Thank you, Matt, for sending this gift to me. Check this baby out, man! Persona 3 Reload Aegis Edition. Ooh yeah, man! PlayStation 5 version. Wow, I've been playing this all week. All freaking week. I could have played all of the other games that I've never played before. They're completely brand new to me, but instead I chose to delve into one of my favorite video games of all time, which is Persona 3. Yeah, so well, let me know if you want an unboxing of it. That's it. Yeah, thanks Matt if you're watching the stream right now. Thanks again for the gift. That's a fuck. I still can't believe it, man. Damn. What about Reynatis? Now I gotta know, what the hell is Reynatis? I think I'm confusing it with a NIS America game. Reynatis. It's an action RPG, right? Yeah, that's the one that's gonna be published by NIS America during the fall. Fall 2024. Yeah, that's the one that I saw. I was checking out the NIS America website last night, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't know about this game. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. It looks interesting. Definitely interested. Probably gonna... Oh, it's also... Furio is involved in there. But NIS America is gonna handle the game, so... Probably asking for a review code and see what happens. But we're... like 7 months away from that. Oh, there he is. Thanks, Matt. Abawaku. 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 Probably look like a fucking idiot trying to pronounce that. Thanks, man. That's the guy. I cannot see the notifications for your videos, bro. Click the bell. It helps. It isn't 100% accurate, but it helps. Below this video, there's this, subscribe, right? And other statistics in there. And there's gotta be, a little bell icon. Click on it. And you might start getting them more often. How far am I into Reload? Am I enjoying it? Do you like it better than FES and Portable? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this game. I'm still against the fact that Atlus West was charging a heck of a lot of money for it, especially in second or third world countries. I mean, I don't know the default price of this game, the standard version, not this special edition, the standard version. I don't know the price in North America, in USA or Canada, but like I said before in previous streams, the price in Mexico was freaking ridiculous, and I just don't want to support that. And I don't want you guys to pay that much money for it because it's fucking bullshit. So I don't know if I'm gonna make a review of it. I'll talk about it in a video. Obviously I have to, right? But like a full video review, dedicated to it, I don't know yet, okay? So far the game's been good. Barely any complaints. The special edition is fucking badass. How far am I into it? I think I'm like 15 hours into it. Yeah, around that. I'm doing the in the Persona 3 calendar. I'm getting close to the summer. Speaking about Persona. You know what I've been doing? It's if you buy this version okay, so here's a game. And if it's brand new, it's got a couple of DLCs that you can download with costumes from other Persona games, Persona 4 and 5, but also the music. And there's a randomizer for the battle system. So whenever you get into a battle, be it a regular battle or a boss battle, you know, it plays randomly one of the many songs, many battle themes in Persona 3, 4, and 5. I thought it was pretty neat. Fighting in Persona 3 while you listen to Last Surprise or Reach Out to the Truth. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I've been doing that. And the DLC outfits are kind of like meh. It's just the uniforms. Well, you can see Yukari with Anne's sexy latex red suit. But since Anne is way sexier and has a better body than Yukari, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot to say about this Reload version, but like I said, you know, you guys are gonna have to wait for some kind of video. Well, I don't know, some kind of donation might motivate me to share my opinion if you find it so valuable. What a fucking thing to say, huh? What a fucking... Are there any things you think the remake does better? I'm not answering any questions about the game right now. I feel like if I answer a lot of questions and I pretty much review the game right now, you guys are not gonna watch my review of it. I mean, I'm probably not gonna make a video about it, I don't know yet, but if I do, you're not gonna watch it, so no. Did you ever play Sleeping Dogs? No, I've heard of it, I think, but no. You wanna... Now, I'm not gonna do an unboxing video. I said I wanted to unbox it right now, here, live. But I think your goddamn questions are more important. I don't know, you let me know. Maybe I should make a poll. I'm gonna make a poll. What's the stupidest poll ever? Let's start a poll. Should I unbox Persona 3 Reload Aegis Edition? Now? I mean, I already unboxed it, and I already know what it's got inside. You guys decide. Haha, no. Oh, what's going on here? Alright, so yeah, most people want me to. Okay. Let's wait, I need more votes. I need more votes. Maybe 50 votes? Maybe. Nothing is more important than the goddamn questions. Oh man, do you write for fun or in order to make money, or both? Both. I used to write for fun. Most of my writing career has been just for fun, and it's still mostly for fun. Well, not fun, mostly because it's my passion. It's way more than fun for me. Way bigger than just a hobby. Or just fun. I love writing. So, yeah. But I also make money. But there's no money in it. I'm a starving writer, like 95% of authors and writers nowadays. You know, there's no money in that. Every single one of us has got to do something else for a living. So, yeah. Only like 5% of writers and authors in this planet can live off their books or their writing. Unless they're script writers for movies or series or video games or stuff like that. Or blogs, I don't know, right? But I mean books, like literature, books, you know, 95% writers, you know, there's no money in it. So while I do this, do this for the money, you know, it's like, I mean... It would be ridiculous to do this just for the money. There's no money in it. I know the Ring of Red game on the PlayStation 2. I haven't played it, but I know of it. I've heard some really good things about it. My throat is dying, guys. I have these freaking candies to make it better. Propolis, whatever. There's a game called similarly. Fucking English is broken today, man. I've been thinking, hey, you guys know the super obscure RPG gems videos that I've done in the past? I did a couple of them last year. Well, guess what? There's a new one coming soon, and the list... Wow, this list is really solid. I think that the first two videos had a really good list, especially the first one. But this one, I think I nailed it. This is a really, really solid list with fantastic games on it. So yeah, look forward to it coming out in a couple of days. And yes, I've seen Serial Experiments Lane. Phenomenal anime. Really hard to understand, obviously. It's one of those that's kind of open to interpretation. You gotta watch it and, you know, even if you pay a lot of attention to it and try to connect the dots, you still won't be able to fully understand it or comprehend it. It's one of those series that you gotta watch once or twice and then come up with your own conclusions on what the hell happened and what the hell is going on. It's just really weird. And it's also a bit slow. There are some episodes that are really good. I think it's one of those anime series that start off really interesting, it hooks you up right from the start, but then it kind of goes kind of confusing and slow, but then it hooks you up again. It's one of those. So I love the anime. It's not one of my 10 favorite anime series of all time, but maybe top 20, definitely. 35 votes, 71% yes, 29% no. I think I'll unbox it. Unless we get some kind of plot twist during the next voting. SMT or Persona? Which do you find stronger as a mainline whole? Obviously, well, the first thing we gotta consider about the SMT is that SMT game came first. 1987, Mega 10 was created with Digital Devil Story. So, and Persona was born as a spin-off. The first titles were considered as spin-offs, and now, after the success of Persona 3, it became its own series, right? So, but me personally, you know, forget about the fact that one series was a big part of the other one, and it exists thanks to the other one. Came out branched out from the other one. I think I prefer SMT. Sure, Persona games are a little bit more addictive to play because they are designed to be like that. So you have a wide variety of gameplay mechanics to interact with, right? But I think I like SMT more because I prefer the storytelling in SMT. I prefer the music in SMT. I prefer the edginess and the darkness seen in SMT. Well, the Persona games focus on high school students, and they focus a lot on their life. They're pretty much high school simulators, right? Life in high school simulators. Whereas SMT, you do have several games with high school students as protagonists, but it doesn't focus on that. Focus more on the war, on the philosophical and political war between demons and angels and humanity involved in the middle. So I find that more interesting, and there's also different routes and endings, more routes and endings in the SMT series than in the Persona series. Persona series are pretty much linear games, no matter what you do. You only get like a slight different variation of an ending depending on who you bond with. And SMT, I mean, there's different outcomes and shit, and I'm a sucker for that. So, and overall, the battle mechanics are the same, but I really like the demon negotiation in the SMT series, and Persona doesn't really have that. Persona 3 doesn't have that. Persona 4 doesn't have that. Persona 5 had something similar, which I liked, but you know, SMT, the demon negotiation is SMT, Shin Megami Tensei alone. It's better there, and it's awesome there. But one thing that I like a little bit more on Persona is that in Persona, you have like human. Forget about human. You have party members, and you interact with these party members. They have character development, whereas in the SMT games, it's just you and other characters that do get development, like in Apocalypse, for example. But your party members are just random demons that never talk, right? So it's like having a generic party. So in that area, I think I like Persona a little bit more, but in everything else, I prefer Shin Megami Tensei. Almost any Shin Megami Tensei game, not all of them, but most SMT games I prefer playing them, including spin-offs, than Persona. But now, SMT Mainline versus Persona Mainline. Okay, so there's only been 6 Persona Mainline games so far. Persona 1, Innocent Sin, Eternal Punishment, 3, 4, and 5, right? So there's been 6 mainline games. And how many SMT mainline games have been there? Only 5. And we got the first one for phones, and I didn't care much for it, to be honest. And it was originally released on the Super Famicom, and it did not age well. It's horrible to play for me personally. I don't like it. I don't like the first game. It desperately needs a remake, not just a remaster or port or release. No, a remake. Same with the second one. The second one seems to be better. It's pretty beloved out there. I haven't played it because it's Japanese only. Sure, it's fan translated, but I've seen the graphics and I've seen gameplay, and it's just like the first one, and I don't think I'm gonna like it. Sure, I'm missing out the story and whatever, you know, but that gameplay is just really horrible. And then there's Nocturne, which is an excellent game. There's 4, which is an excellent game. There's Apocalypse, excellent game. 5, excellent game. So, and the Persona, the first one is trash. The PSP remaster is better, but I still don't like it. Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment are great games, but they desperately need some kind of remake too. 3, 4, and 5 are excellent games, so wow, that's a really strong competition, man. But truthfully, even when it comes to mainline series, comparing both, I still prefer Shin Megami Tensei. So there you go. I'm a bigger SMT fan. Have you heard of newly translated games for older console RPGs? Yeah. Fan-translated RPGs have been there for the past 23 years at least, and I played a lot of them. I feel like I kind of want to do that again, you know. I made a video about fan-translated RPGs like 6 years ago, I think. Yeah, around 6 years ago. 5-6 years ago, and then I made another one like 3 years ago called Fan-Translated Hidden Gems. And that's it. And I've been covering every now and then some fan-translated RPGs. It's super obscure RPG gems, part 2. I talked about Namco Cross Capcom. And then in some compilations I've included some of them. But I feel like I need to do one video dedicated exclusively to fan translations once again. Maybe, yeah, probably this year. Planning on shaving. Yeah, actually, yeah. You know, I'm kind of getting tired of it. You know, it's starting to get in the way of eating. It's troublesome. Yeah. I'll probably shave. Should I make a poll about that? That's fucking stupid, right? 53 votes. Yeah, I don't think the poll's gonna change. But I kind of need some kind of motivation. Thoughts on SMT5 Vengeance? I already talked about that last stream. I'm looking forward to it because it's gonna be on play. I want to play Shin Megami Tensei motherfucking 5 on PlayStation fucking 5. So I'm looking forward to it. But I'm not gonna get it, man. I'm not gonna give that. It's just the Persona 3 Reload argument all over again. It's just... I think it's a nasty way of doing business. Check out the Devil Survivor music, man. Would you like Persona 6 to be in a college? That's a topic we've discussed in these Q&As to death. I said before that I want an adult setting now, but it's not gonna happen. Your beard indicates you don't work a 9-to-5 job. That's right. It also indicates that I do something creatively. It's a cliche, but I do. Would you like an FF9 remake in the style of FF3? Okay, I read that wrong. Would you like an FF9 remake in the style of Final Fantasy VII Remake? Or more just a basic graphics update with a turn-based and won't take 10 years? I prefer the latter. I don't really care that much about graphics. If it's in the same style as Final Fantasy VII Remake, graphically speaking, I'm fine, as long as it's turn-based. I just don't want Final Fantasy... We all know it's gonna be a hack and slash if it ever gets remade. But yeah. What about PS5 only? Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming everywhere. Xbox, Switch, Steam, PS5, maybe Google Stadia. I don't think so. But yeah, it's gonna be everywhere, man. Have you played any of the Demon Gaze series? I have, the first two. Well, there's only two, right? Not a fan. Dungeon crawlers in first person with a party of generic characters. Not really a fan of those, like Etrian Odyssey. Those games are not my cup of tea, man. I do recommend them, and they're pretty good. I see why people like them, but not a fan. And the Demon Gaze games, just like Etrian Odyssey, are freaking brutal, man. They're way too hard. Any tips on not giving up dreams, passions in life? I don't know how to answer that, because I never gave up on my dreams, but I did give up. Well, I did give up music. I had to. So, yeah, I still play the guitar every now and then, but let's face it, I wanted to be a musician, professionally speaking, and make a living out of it, have a band, and make records, and do live shows. And I failed, and I quit, and I gave it up. I gave that dream up. And, well, I pursued my other dreams, which were to be a content creator, a YouTuber. I kind of succeeded in that one. And then I also wanted to be a writer, write books and publish books. And, well, I succeeded in that one in the fact that I got several published books, self-published books. But I'm a starving writer. There's barely any money in that, so pretty much I was talking about earlier that I'm part of the 95% of authors in this world that we have to do something else for a living. So not sure I'm in the best position to give you advice. But don't give it up, man. I think you should. The best tip I can give you for not giving up on dreams and passions is just keep pursuing them just out of passion and out of love for them. Forget about money, forget about fame, forget about success. As long as your passion or your dream is fulfilling something inside of you and you feel fulfilled, it's worth pursuing and it's worth not giving up. That's the best tip I can give you. Do you have any resources for how to better decorate and create a pleasant aesthetic for displaying your games? This is my collection, this is how it looks, man. Don't you think you're asking the wrong person? Or do you think it looks... Or are you asking that because you think it looks awesome? And it looks like a pleasant aesthetic display? So this is it, man. How many JRPGs have you finished approximately? I think I made a video about that a long time ago, about 6 years ago, probably. And I think my count there, 6 years ago, my count there was like less than 200, was like 100 and something. Okay, so 6 years later, maybe I've doubled that amount. I don't know, out of my ass, I will say about 300 maybe, 350. I haven't counted them in such a long time. I kind of want to, I want to, but I don't know the exact amount. It could be 400, 500, or maybe just 250. It's probably more than 300. I guarantee that. More than 300 RPGs. But I don't know how many. That's a good question, It would be interesting to see how many JRPGs I finished. But one thing is how many JRPGs have I finished, and another one is how many RPGs, like Western and Indies included. Sure, I haven't beaten that many, but I can guarantee I've beaten at least Western, maybe just 5 or 6, and Indie, at the very least 20, maybe 20, yeah, or maybe not. Then again, maybe not. But around that number. Right, so not too many, but JRPGs, yeah, a crap ton of them, including some fan-translated JRPGs. So, yeah, I think I've probably finished I'm guessing between 300 or 400, maybe more. But yeah, 300 at the very, very, very least in my whole life. Yeah, interesting question. You know, maybe it's worth doing a video or something about here in the Q&As. I don't know. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and count them. It's gonna take me some time to do so, but it'll be interesting to know how many of them I've beaten. Whoa! The poll 69%. Okay. So there we go. That's enough. Alright, everybody. Let's do this. Let's do an unboxing of Persona 3 Reload on the PlayStation 5 Aegis Edition. Well, this is the sleeve. Okay. Just the sleeve. So let's see it. The box of beautifully looking Aegis in there. She's my favorite character in Persona 3. And one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Yeah, I'm that much of a fan. That big of a fan. Yeah. Yeah, right? And the rest of the cast in there. It says something in there. Protagonist, Yukari, all the character names. There we go. So, it's a box like this. You open it up. And of course you got the game that I have it separately because I've been playing it. It comes here. You can see it, right? Yeah, you can. So it's just the game. Alright. With the DLCs that I mentioned. I'm not sure if these DLCs are available on the standard version, but here they are. You come inside. Here is a soundtrack. I think it's the full soundtrack. Yeah, I haven't opened it yet. I'm that kind of person who never opens these kind of trinkets. You know, I probably never will. But I kind of want to see what's inside, how it looks. Well, it's probably just a couple of CDs, right? Yeah, but apparently it's the entire soundtrack, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of the soundtrack, so now I own it. So there's some protection here. And then there's this huge art book, comic size. It's not that huge. I mean, it's large, but it's not that huge. Probably what, like 60 pages long? Yeah, 60 pages long. Let's take a quick look at of it. You know, some character profiles. Yeah, there's Shinji right there. Alright. Some drafts of the positions and the faces and the expressions, some art that you see whenever a specific character gives the final blow to an enemy. This is what you see after the battle is over. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, some more artwork in there. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's not a hard cover though, you know, but it's shiny. Good looking art book. And finally, the Aegis figure. The one you've been waiting for. And that's it, there's no more. Damn, I ran out of space. Anyway, here it is. Sorry about the noise. So here is the Persona 3 Aegis figure. You can barely see her. Freaking camera. You can barely see anything, yeah. I'm not gonna open this. I'm that kind of guy. I am that person who never opens anything inside their special editions. What intrigues me is that the back of it is in Japanese. Okay, but it's a good size. You know, it's a good size. Yeah, it's too dark in there. We have to see it in the light. Yeah, that's awesome, man. She looks really detailed, almost exactly like the character herself and like her 3D model. Oh man, I can't believe I own a figure, an Aegis figure. I mean, I'm so happy. Anyway, that's the unboxing, everybody. Persona 3 Reload. Great, beautifully looking special edition. Comes with the classic art book and soundtrack and the figure itself. But I'm not opening it. That's it. Arguably the best Persona waifu, where she's a robot. But yeah, definitely. When do you stream? You mean like this? Every Sunday around this hour. 12 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, always around this hour. At this hour, 12 p.m. Central Time. This is when I stream every Sunday. You are from a country where some people think Fire Emblem and Valkyria Chronicles are not RPGs? Okay. That's opening the Pandora's box right there. What's my definition of a JRPG? I've talked about that a million times. And yes, I think Astral Chain counts as one. It's an action RPG. Fire Emblem and Valkyria are strategy RPGs. Well, you do role-playing them a lot. And there's a lot of characteristics from your average role-playing game. So yeah, I do consider them as RPGs. But right now, if we start talking about what's an RPG, what's the definition of an RPG, we're never gonna end. This is gonna be an endless discussion. Well, what's a JRPG? In my opinion, that's a Japanese game. That's something that was made by a Japanese team, or mostly by Japanese developers in Japan or anywhere else, but mostly by Japanese people. I mean, the main, most important things about the game, like the direction, the writing, the script, obviously the programming, the game design. If most of the important stuff is done by a Japanese studio or Japanese people, I think it's a JRPG. That's my definition, you know. I'm just going by the book here, really. Eternal Poison music. Great music. Great soundtrack. Yeah, everybody's got a different definition nowadays of a JRPG, of a role-playing game. Everything's an RPG nowadays, everything. Even freaking Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, sports games, everything has RPG elements nowadays. Everything. Do you play any computer RPGs, CRPGs? Not really, no. Do you feel like a family will take away from doing YouTube? If I had kids, you mean? No, I don't think so, because this is what I do for a living, right? I wouldn't do anything else. It's not like, oh man, I have kids, I'm gonna quit YouTube. No way. Unless I couldn't afford to provide for them. Right? But I have no kids, so I don't know. What if the game was made with a non-Japanese team and outside Japan, but the game's culture and characters set is from Japan? That just means the game takes place in Japan. Take Banner of the Maid, for example. Banner of the Maid was made in China by a Chinese studio, but the setting is the French Revolution. So what, it's a French RPG? It's an RPG that takes place in France. It's different, but that's just my opinion. See, you just opened the Pandora's box. You, guy from probably Russia, whose name I can't pronounce. There you go. Well, to each their own. See, everybody's got a different definition. Yeah. I missed some questions before the poll ended. No, Mexicans, 99%, well maybe not 99, 95% of female Mexicans don't really care about RPGs. And I'd say about only 20% of Mexican girls care about video games. This is a country, this happened everywhere, okay, all around the world. But this is one of those countries where the people, media, government, and parents, especially parents, indoctrinated to women that video games are for boys. Okay, this is one of those countries. I'm pretty sure this happened everywhere, even in the USA or in Europe, everywhere, right? But it was, it feels like in countries like this, it was far, like more, it was stronger here. It was like really, really strong. And nowadays, yeah, video games are mainstream, have been mainstream for the past 10 years at least. and way more people play video games, even if it's just Angry Birds on their phone or Candy Crush or whatever. They play video games, and I've seen a lot of girls playing that, But ask most women here, girls between, I don't know, maybe 5 years old and 40 years old, right? If they play video games, like if that's a hobby, and 90% are gonna say no. I'm pretty sure here in Mexico. So yeah, it's an entertainment, it's a hobby and a passion that most Mexican women don't appreciate or don't care about it, and half of them it's not because they want to, but because they were indoctrinated with that video games were for boys, were for guys. That's a male thing, and they can't play it because, oh, what are my friends gonna think if they find that I play video games? What are my parents gonna say if they notice that I play video games? It's fucking horrible here. It's sad. That's the sad reality of Mexico. Sure, we got more women playing video games here in Mexico nowadays than 10 years ago, but still, it's still a boy hobby and a boy passion, something boys do. Anyway, almost 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, thanks a lot. I think I'm 100 subscribers away from that. So yeah, help me out, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. You may think you are subscribed. Maybe you're not. What if you're not? What if you're not subscribed to this channel? All you gotta do is click a button, and that's it. And click the bell next to it if you want to get notifications for whenever I upload a video. Yeah, do that. Help me get there faster. Only 110, I think, more to go. Almost there. Is that EY hanged confident from P5 on the cover art? What? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Subscribe! And instead of subscribing, people are gonna unsubscribe. Oh my god. This guy, I'm cringing right now. He's asking his viewers to subscribe just to get to 100,000 subscribers. He's pathetic. Unsubscribe. Fuck this guy. Believe it or not, that's people nowadays. They're like, should I? They take forever to decide if they want to subscribe to a channel, but unsubscribing? Like this. Like, I don't like his face. Oh, he has a beard. He has an accent. Oh, his background sucks. No posters. Actually, damn. I should decorate this fucking room, right? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that before I reach 100,000. Before the next Q&A. What's going on with the music here? Oh, it's like one of those songs that are like, there was like a minute of silence after it. Okay, cool. Jeanne d'Arc PSP original soundtrack 02 Planes. That's what happens when you sometimes download music straight from YouTube. There we go. The main theme of Star Ocean 4. Oh yeah! Thanks, Mia. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, most of you probably know already, but in case you didn't know, my channel in Spanish, Discusión Gamer, is back. After a year and a half of complete inactivity and abandonment and forgetfulness, it's back. Oscar and I had a conversation, we talked about it, and we were like, if we are going to revive this channel, Oscar, you're gonna have to commit. And he committed, and we recorded a few videos in one sitting. So, yeah, it's back, guys. Linked, it is in the description. But yeah, just type Discusión Gamer or Erick Landon Spanish, and you'll see it there. My channel in Spanish has been revived. It's a channel that I have. For those who don't know, it's a channel I have with my buddy Oscar. And we talk about a wide variety of topics. It's mostly just discussions. We've done a lot of top 10s, top 10 hidden gems on almost every single console. Some of them have 2, 3, 4 parts. And we've also done a lot of interesting topics. But yeah, it's mostly a discussion channel where we discuss controversies or general topics about collecting or gaming or retro games or stuff like that, or modern stuff or news, something that's been happening. For example, in the latest video from yesterday, we talked about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo and the Contra demo. Anybody play the Contra demo? I recommend it. It's pretty short, but it's gotta be pretty short for a game that's bound to be only 2-3 hours long. Pretty good. I do recommend the Contra demo. I forget the name. Operation Galuga, I think. Yeah, it's supposedly a reboot of the series. So it's basically the first Contra on the NES, reimagined and with different characters. Yeah, there's like some forced inclusion in there, but whatever, it's got some robots too that are called Probotector. For the longest time, that was the name in Europe for the Contra series. It's a joke. But yeah, good game. Anyway, so yeah, subscribe to Discusión Gamer if you know Spanish, and if you want to check out my channel with Oscar, it's there. Check it out, it's back. Oh yeah. You need some art in that room, Erick. Yeah, I know, man. But I've been focusing most of my money on paying bills, paying for the house, and buying games. What do you want me to do? But yeah, I'm a YouTuber, and I do stream every Sunday, and there's gotta be something else to look at besides my video game collection and my TV and this fucking shelf with you can barely see what's in there. Well, let me put the Persona thing back so I can put it there. And then so all the new people are gonna be asking, is that the Persona 3? Yes, it is. Ooh, man, this music. Awesome music. So the art book. Don't you hate this, trying to put everything back in the special edition is a pain in the ass. Here's the soundtrack. And that's it. So it can be decoration. Great song, huh? Yeah. I'm gonna put it here, right? Looks great in there. Or probably next to the game. Yep. Alright, we're back. Back to your damn questions. You ever played Lifeline on the PS2 where you have to control the character with your voice? I didn't have the accessory, the microphone, to do that, but I did play it, and I didn't get anywhere because it is a requirement to play the game. You cannot play the game without it. So I played only for like 5 minutes. But yeah, I had it once, and I sold it. That was when I had the store. There was a remake of Getsufu Madden recently. That's great fucking news, man. Thanks for sharing. I thought you had a French accent? Really? Okay. Good thing the Mexican mail service did not damage it. That was UPS. Fuck UPS, by the way. Fuck those guys with a passion. Always coming up with some kind of bullshit to fuck you up. Fuck UPS, guys. Don't use it. But that was UPS. Do you still know what are the latest exclusive JRPGs on Switch of this year, aside from Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, and Astral Chain? Well, you've got this year. I have no clue. But Super Mario RPG Remake came out last year, and the remake is an exclusive on the Switch. Sure, it's a remake of the Super Nintendo version, right? But this remake wasn't released anywhere. It's Mario. It's a first party, man. We're getting Paper Mario, the remaster. But what else is there? Not really. Not much. I have no idea. Any JRPGs do you feel like were too long or overstayed or welcome? Yeah. It's a good topic. But what do you mean overstayed their welcome? As in they got boring and I quit and I didn't like them and I don't recommend them? Because I play a lot of JRPGs that definitely overstayed their welcome, but I still like them a lot. Like Persona 5, I got to a point where it was just dragging over and over and over again. I was like, man, just fucking end. But I still love it. There's also Namco Cross Capcom. It's fan translated on the PS2. It's like 75 hours long. It definitely overstayed its welcome and it was horrible. But I still love the freaking game and I still made it to the end. Will I ever play it again? Actually, yes. I'd love to play it again one of these days. But it's one of those games you play once or twice in a lifetime and that's it. What else? Well, any Persona game, 3 and 4, same. Any Trails game, most of them anyway, except the first games. All the Cold Steel games. Zero Asher, they weren't that long. Sky was the same, the Sky trilogy. But the Trails of Cold Steel Saga, especially 3 and 4, definitely overstayed their welcome. What else? I mean, you gotta understand, they were still awesome. So I guess I'm saying that it's awesome, right? That they overstay their welcome. Matt's saying Dragon Quest XI, but, well, yeah, kinda, but my problem with Dragon Quest XI is the post-game, that the true ending is locked in the post-game and you gotta complete it, and it's freaking brutal and it's a massive grind fest. So, because of the true ending, it definitely overstayed its welcome. But the main story alone, I felt satisfied with it. I think I did like 45 hours, and I love those 45 hours. But yeah, what else? Yeah, some of the longest, man. I got some obscure for you. You're gonna be surprised, but Eternal Poison definitely overstays its welcome because again, it locks the true ending until you beat the game with the fourth main character, which is Rondemion. And once you do, you get access to the final boss, and you get to fight the final boss with all characters. But still, it was kind of long because every character arc is like 10 hours at the very least, right? So it definitely overstayed its welcome as well, but it was awesome. I fucking love it. Tears to Tiara. Has anybody played that? Tears to Tiara 2 on the PlayStation 3. I didn't play the first one. Never came to consoles, I think. Or it was never released outside of Japan. I forget. But Tears to Tiara 2 is also really long. Definitely overstayed its welcome. It's a game that it's heavy on the reading side, got a lot of visual novel parts. Between some chapters there wasn't a lot of reading, but in other chapters there was a shit ton of reading, so definitely most games that have a lot of reading, that have a lot of visual novel stuff, they definitely overstay their welcome. The Utawara Rumono games, especially Mask of Truth and Mask of Deception, not the first one, the Prelude to the Fallen, I never felt it had that much reading. As opposed to its sequels, which are really fucking hardcore on reading. Sometimes you spend like 2 hours just reading. And yeah, those definitely overstayed their welcome. Utawara Rumono. Not Monochrome Mobius though. That was great. No visual novel stuff in there. But then there are also other JRPGs with visual novel stuff like Sakura Wars. But they're short games, you can be in like 15 to 20 to 25 hours. Even reading everything, so they didn't overstay their welcome. But yeah, the Utawara Rumono series definitely. Some compile hard RPGs definitely overstay their welcome because even though they're not too long, they're too grindy and very repetitive, so you end up doing the same over and over again. Yeah, I just gave you plenty of examples. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, could easily make a top 10, of JRPGs that overstayed their welcome. That's a good topic, but I'm pretty sure 10,000 other JRPG channels are gonna steal that idea, or they've done it already. So yeah. Thank you, Eve. Thanks a bunch. What are some of your favorite JRPG dungeons? I don't know, man. That's also a topic everybody and their mom has done. top 10 best JRPG dungeons and shit, and I'm like, I'm not doing that video, but for the sake of this Q&A, I mean, I love dungeons and shit, but I'm not really a dungeon guy. I just don't pay attention a lot to that. You know I've covered that area in some of my videos. I've mentioned, oh, the dungeon design in this game is great. It's not too tiresome and blah blah, but I can't think of like a bunch of favorites right now. And when it comes to dungeons, for me, a great dungeon needs to not have the following: random encounters, a crap ton of puzzles, and if it does have puzzles, let them be easy to solve or not too excruciating, or if you're gonna do hard as fuck puzzles, maybe just one in the entire dungeon, and that's it. But then again, there have been some dungeons in the past that were completely ruined by one puzzle. Star Ocean 3, I'm looking at you. That the Dragon Flute puzzle killed the dungeon. But yeah, and what they need to have to be good? Great graphics. I've seen some good dungeons that have bland and boring graphics. And they need to have like some kind of layout that makes it interesting. Right? Like you enter the first 2, 3, 4 screens of the dungeon, and then the next screens are different and they look different, or you enter a different part of the same dungeon and it looks different. For example, I don't know, can't think of any dungeon right now, because most dungeons in most JRPG, most dungeons in most RPGs, no matter the genre, no matter the place they come from, almost the entire dungeon looks the same. Like the Trail series, for example. Persona 3, for example, a big chunk of Tartarus, the first several floors, they look exactly the same. And then you got the next bunch of floors with a different layout and different colors and graphics, but there's like 20, 30 floors and they look the same. But take a game like Persona 5, for example, that every dungeon is a palace and is different. But then again, the entire palace reuses several assets, right? And they end up looking the same, and they're long. So I can't think of a really good dungeon right now to be like, this is one of my favorite dungeons, because I've never been a dungeon fan. Well, I don't dislike them, right? But I just don't pay a lot of attention to that. Like, I'm playing a game and I'm paying a lot of attention to the dungeon design so I can talk about it. No, maybe I should start doing that more often. Actually, it's a good idea to discuss dungeons, because dungeon design can actually kill the experience for a lot of people. But I can't think of one specific right now. But I can think of several games that have beautiful graphics, like Odin Sphere. And it doesn't matter the type of area you're fighting on. Everywhere you go, it looks fucking beautiful. But they aren't... Odin Sphere doesn't really have dungeons, except for some small places like the fireplace. And the dungeon is all fire. And even though it also reuses a lot of assets, I mean, they are freaking gorgeous assets, right? So there you go. But yeah, man, I don't think I can choose a favorite right now, a bunch of favorites, and say, yeah, these are my favorites. No, I will have to like really start paying attention and remember and sit down and think. But because there are also a lot of beautifully looking dungeons, but they have random encounters, like Tales of Legendia. Some of the dungeons in Tales of Legendia, especially post-game, well, not post-game, in the second arc, wow, beautiful, man, when you visit all those special places. But random encounters, yeah. The Grandia series have some interesting dungeons, Grandia 3. But I'm just pulling examples out of my ass right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna compromise and answer that question, man. But that was a good topic. I mean, I transformed your question into what makes a JRPG dungeon great, and I just answered that. Yeah. No super annoying puzzles. Very few puzzles or none at all. No random encounters. Variety in graphics, variety in areas. Easy to traverse, but also at the same time fun to explore. Yeah. That's what makes a great JRPG dungeon. My favorites, though, I don't know right now. Are you picking up Unicorn Overlord? Probably. Eridanus, he's my favorite dungeon. I don't know what that is. What JRPG are you currently playing right now? That and that alone. I was playing Rayman Legends. I know most of you don't give a fuck about Rayman Legends, but that's one amazing platformer. It's pretty damn frustrating though, but it's also one of those that, unlike the original versions, you died at the end, it's back to the beginning. In Rayman Legends, you die and you go back, you restart from like 5 seconds ago. Or 10 seconds ago, which is great. It's got a lot of content. I definitely put like 4 or 5 hours into it, and I was getting close to the end. But yeah, for a Rayman game, that's a lot. But well, you know, video games are starting to get longer, more and more as time progresses. Platformers that you could beat in like half an hour back in the day. Nowadays, I mean, it takes you like 5 hours to complete them. Shantae, Half Genie Hero, took me like 6 hours to complete, I remember. That was a long game, but it does have RPG elements too. It has a town and skills and whatnot. Rayman Legends has no RPG elements whatsoever, which is exactly what I needed. So, you know, I've seen so many questions asking me in the past, what do you do to deal with RPG burnout? That's one of the best ways to deal with RPG burnout is that. To play a video game from a completely different genre, and it's better if it doesn't have any RPG elements whatsoever. Rayman Legends was that for me. It does have some small gameplay mechanics, like you get rewards after completing a stage or rescuing certain little freaking creatures in there, and then you get more creatures that give you money and stuff, and a little bit on the gacha side of things. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but I was doing them no matter. I mean, they're fun to do. But yeah, but the platforming, the stages design, the music, the graphics, I mean, that's all I wanted to say, guys. Rayman Legends, definitely play it. If you like platformers, that is excellent. One of the best platformers I've played my whole life. But it's also like extremely frustrating. But it's not unfair. It's not like you die in their overly hard, difficult, and unfair stages and then go back to the beginning. No, you restart from like 10 seconds ago every time, no matter where you are. So that's great. Even the bosses have checkpoints. Well, bosses have, yeah, but it's just a game that is designed to frustrate the player and to force you to think how to move and when to move and learn the patterns. So it's also fair that you have that many checkpoints. That's all I wanted to say. Rayman Legends, great game. But yeah, I've been playing this all week and nothing else. What do you think of the Switch 2 rumors? Well, it's been delayed till next year. Nintendo has officially said that they're not gonna do release a console this year. So, there's been rumors since last year. Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, I know for a fact it's gonna be a better hardware. Finally, we're getting 1080p at 60 frames per second. If they don't do that, their console's gonna fail. They need to modernize their graphics. So they're probably gonna do that, and I don't know how it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be some kind of evolution, but they need to come up with something creative, because it's Nintendo, right? And even if they don't, I mean, people are still gonna buy it as long as it's a good console and developers start. The Switch 2 is gonna need some serious third-party support, and the Switch has gotten a lot of it, so I'm not worried. Am I excited for it? Not really, because we know nothing about it. But yeah, they're just rumors. But it's a fact. I mean, we'll probably get one next year. I just have no idea how it's gonna be. How would you guys want the Switch 2 to be like? Like an evolution of the same console that you can be handheld? Because imagine, how do you get away from that? The Switch was a massive success. It's one of the most successful video game consoles of all time, and it's only 7 years old. Okay, so how do you move on from that? I mean, Switch 2 is gonna have to have the same capabilities, like the portability, right? So you can play portable anywhere you go, and it's gonna have to have some backwards compatibility. That's gonna be a must. Like, please, they've done it before. The Wii U was retro compatible with Wii. The Wii was retro compatible with GameCube. So they've done it before. Same with DS and 3DS, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. So they've done it several times. I don't think we should be worried about backwards compatibility. But yeah, how do you move on from that? Your Switch 2 is gonna have to be the same, like have the portability features. Secrets of Grindia, never heard of it. Thanks for joining, guys. Over 100 people watching, that's awesome. What about Night in the Nightmare? Night in the Nightmare is not a good game. It's extremely it's one of the most convoluted video games I've played in my life. Couldn't get into it, couldn't understand it, and I didn't have fun. And I get the feeling even if I had understood it, I wouldn't have liked it. Just the battle system seems way too unnecessarily complicated. I do not recommend Night in the Nightmare. Do you think Square will port Octopath 1 to PlayStation now that it has been delisted from the eShop? Well, Octopath Traveler 1, I didn't know it was delisted from the eShop. It probably was because, like we talked before, and you yourself shared the news with me, Acquire was purchased by Kadokawa Games. It's probably gonna have to do something like that. Maybe they're trying to re-release it with the price Kadokawa Games thinks is fair. But then again, the publishing rights belong to Square Enix, so I don't know why it was delisted, but hopefully it will come to PlayStation. It needs to be there. I mean, it's on Xbox, it's on Switch, it's on Steam. It's everywhere except PlayStation. Like, that's just fucking dumb. So hopefully Octopath 1 will be available on PlayStation soon. Yeah. Persona game with the best female cast. Okay. So the first one, I hate the game, but it has an interesting cast. I love the blondie girl with the rapier sword. Then there's the girl with the short hair that throws knives or cards. I liked her personality. Then there's the main character is kind of generic. The female main character in that game, she's just okay at best. I don't remember the other girls though. So Persona 2, you got Maya, who's the silent protagonist. Eternal Punishment, and you got her friend. What was her name? Ulala, right? Ulala. What a dumb name. She's awesome, man. The hairdresser. She's awesome. She's a very fun and likable character. Who else is there? I don't remember another female character in that game. But then again, I never finished it. Innocent Scene. You got the girlfriend, who's not that interesting to be honest. The one who's obsessed with martial arts and shit. And then there's the other girl. Not really. And there's Maya herself and her other friend, who is the photographer, reporter, right? The one with the curly hair and a hat. Cool character, but not really. So they're okay. The first Persona games are okay in female cast. Persona 3, you got Yukari, who very, very slowly grows on you. At the beginning, you kind of dislike her. She's the classic uptight, vain. Well, I don't know many synonyms to describe that type of female characters in English. I know in Spanish. We got a lot of names for those types of girls here in Mexico. But yeah, girls like that, right? They're not like, too good for you, right? And kind of delicate and arrogant. And she's pretty much fixated on with Mitsuru because she feels inferior, stuff like that. But she's also the kind of girl that rebels against the system and uses a short mini skirt instead of the regular skirt. So that's the attitude, I guess. I don't know. Yukari takes a long time to grow on you. But then Mitsuru, she's the queen of ice. She's a cold-hearted bitch, a dominatrix, and I still fucking love her. Not my type of girl in real life, but I like that type of character in video games. And Mitsuru, I love her, and she's gorgeous. And Aigis is one of my favorite female characters in video games in general. I fucking love her. And then you got Fuka. She's cute, sure, but she's also kind of forgettable. But anyway, I like Fuka. And then 4. 4 is the worst in my opinion. The characters are alright. So let's like Chie. She's fun. I like her. She also grows on you. It takes a while. At the beginning, you're like, I have no opinion. I'm indifferent. But she grows on you, Chie. Yukiko, she's beautiful and whatever, and she's like the perfect girl and the perfect waifu, but yeah, she's also kind of doesn't get a lot of development, like a strong personality. She's just kind of there. A lot of girls, I've seen a lot of girls trashing her, saying she's like really generic. But I like Yukiko, but there's not, she doesn't stand out. And then there's a Reset. I fucking hate Reset. She's an idol character, so I don't like her. And then who else is there? That's it, right? Or am I forgetting about a certain other character? Let's not spoil, but that certain other character turned out to be one of my favorite characters in Persona 4. But then again, after the twist, it's like there's nothing that interesting about her. Okay, so Persona 5 finally. You got Anne. Oh my gosh, she's like Yukari on steroids. I don't know, like, oh my, 3 times Yukari, man. Oh man, she's hot and whatever, but oh man, no. Kind of an unlikable character in my opinion. I hate girls like that in real life. And then there's Makoto. I fucking love Makoto. She's my girl. I love her. So, has great personality, great development, badass attitude. Like, kind of like the kind of nerdy, school girl, academics girl, but then she likes rock music and the motorcycle, the bike, the outfit. I mean, that's metal right there, man. She's a metalhead. And then there's the other girl, which is like, I forget her name. I don't even remember her name. She's so forgettable, man. The last female party member you get. What's her name? Come on, guys. She's like... And, well, there's Kasumi. Kasumi on Royal, she's fine, but I don't know her very well because I never finished Royal. I don't even have the game, so I don't have a strong opinion. Haru. Yeah, Haru from Persona 5. Yeah, she's kind of like okay-ish at best. She's boring. So, winner, Persona 3. You're probably gonna think I'm biased, but I think it does have the most interesting female cast, right? Oh, Futaba, I forgot about Futaba on Persona 5. Let me tell you something about Futaba. She's so forced. She's like that stereotype, the nerdy computer hacking nerd, but taken to an exaggerated level, man. I don't know, man. She seemed, her character herself, the writing of her character seemed kind of forced to me. I like the character, don't take me wrong, but I don't know. She's so stereotyped, man. So stereotyped. And I'm more about multi-dimensional characters, you know, and Futaba is a freaking cliche. A good one, I like that cliche, but it goes overboard, over the top, you know, so I'm staying with Persona 3, not because it's my favorite in the series, but because I do legitimately believe it has the best Persona female cast. Check out the Wild Arms 5 music. That's a game that needs a remaster. It's exclusive on PS2. Like, what the fuck, Sony? Well, probably because Sony doesn't have the rights in North America. You know who has them? Exceed Games. Those guys have the rights to Wild Arms 5 and 4 actually, which is why those games are not available on the PlayStation Store on PS4 and 5. Unlike his 3 predecessors, Sony owns them, they're first party, so of course they're there. But 4 and 5 are not here because Exceed Games is owned by Marvelous, so maybe Marvelous could do something about it, but they aren't rich, but they need to, I mean, come on, Marvelous! Even Miss America has been remastering games and old games from the 90s and 2000s, so what's up with that, right? Don't you people, I mean, Wild Arms 5 is one of the best in the series, one of the best, man. I love it, everybody should play it, man. Great game. Too bad it's owned by a company that doesn't seem interested in one bit in remastering old games. Exceed is the same. I mean, What have they done? Exit owns the rights for the older Ys games and the some of the older Ys games, the PSP titles, for example, and Trails in the Sky. You ever wonder why we don't have remasters of those games? Oh, the Odin Felgana got remastered, but only in Japan. Didn't reach North America because who has the rights? Exit Games. I like that company, but god damn it, man, what the fuck are they doing? Maybe they should kickstart the remasters. I mean, if Felgana has already been remastered, why not just take that same remaster and add the English translation? That's all you gotta do, god damn it. But no, Exit Games, you gotta love those guys. Love this song. You guys are still talking about the Persona waifus? Yeah, Yum Yum. A gift from a fan. That's right. I did an unboxing about, what, like 40 minutes ago? Maybe an hour ago? 40 minutes ago. Books? Books? Link to my books in the description. Right? Somebody asked me about my books a while ago, 10 Bones. If you're still watching, thanks for asking about my books. You're gonna find a link to them in the description. And the best place to start with my books is gonna be Terra Gaiden or the Revenant Army. They're RPG-ish, inspired by Fire Emblem and Suikoden. And there's some darkness in there, but they aren't that edgy or dark or political. I mean, political in the political side of things, not politicized. Two different words, especially nowadays. Or philosophical, or they aren't like that. So the best place to start with my books, I'd say it's Terra Gaiden or the Revenant Army. And if you buy the Revenant Army, do me the courtesy of ranking it. Rate it. It's still not rated. A lot of people have bought the book and no one rates the damn book on Amazon. I have no idea why. People refuse to rate it. Okay, just real quick, Kiss, with the subject of Persona Cactus, which do you prefer, Junpei, Yosuke, or Ryuji? Like the sidekick? I think Ryuji because he's more funny and he seems kind of punkish, but he's also as we saw in Persona 5 Strikers, he's not really a rocker or a punk rocker, even though he dresses up like one. He's a poser through and through. We saw in Persona 5 Strikers that he's all about J-pop and idols, so fuck that guy. That's when I lost my respect for Ryuji. And Yosuke seems to be the smartest of the bunch, but he's also really annoying. Junpei is stupid, as described by Yukari in the game. He grows on you. All of these guys grow on you. So if I had to choose, Ryuji because language. He throws some F-bombs and he kind of talks like me. Right? So yeah, but those three are some of my least favorite characters in the Persona games. Wow, there's some serious delay, man. I say something and you're getting it like half a minute later. I'm starting to see Exit comments right now, and I was talking about that like a minute ago. Anyway, how far am I in Persona 3? About 15 hours in. Keep in mind, I already know everything about the game. I beat the original versions twice. I beat the first game, I beat the FES version, and now I'm on my third playthrough of the same game. So yeah. I'm interested in buying your book, Nick's Inferno, but you don't mention it often. Any reason why? Probably because most people ask me about what someone just asked me, about what's a good place to start. And Nick's Inferno is one of my best books, actually. I think it's my masterpiece. It really is one of my favorite books that I've written personally, but it's it's kind of hard to get into because it's so David Lynch like really weird. You gotta read it carefully to understand what's going on and then reach your own conclusions at the end. You need to decide what really happened, what the fuck is going on, because it's really freaking weird and confusing. It's also really dark and there's a lot of negativity in it, a lot of hatred. But I love it, man. It's edgy as fuck, but in a good sense. Yeah, I think it's one of my best books, and I do strongly recommend it. And it's David Lynch, like it starts kind of like, okay, you understand everything perfectly well, and then it reaches a point where you're like, what? That's Nick's Inferno for you. And this English version, it includes both volumes, because in Spanish they were released separately. But the English edition includes both. That's why it's called the complete edition. It's the entire book. And there's some small extra stuff in there, some extra scenes in there that weren't in the original version. So this is the definitive edition to read of Nick's Inferno. Yeah, buy it, man. I mean, it's a great book. Someone saying how I like Nick's Inferno, you can really feel how angry everyone is. Yeah, I was really angry when I wrote that book. I was like, man, I hate society, I hate humanity, I hate politics, I hate the government, I hate the system, I hate everything. Yeah, let's write a book about that, to let it all out. And Nick's Inferno was born. What are your favorite genre of films? No, I've never been a genre guy. I think the only entertainment avenue where I can answer that question is video games. My favorite genre is RPGs. But in movies, music, what else is it? Series, TV series, shows? Not really, man. I have no preferred genre. I think it's easier to say which are my least favorites. I don't really like light comedies. I prefer dark humor comedies, black humor comedies, but not really light comedies. Not really a fan. I like a few, but not really a fan of that. Obviously, I don't like teenager movies, teenage dramas. I fucking hate them. Horror movies where the main cast is like a bunch of college kids, and I fucking hate those too. So it's easier for me to say which genres I don't like. I'm a big fan of Shin Megami Tensei, Ficom, New Zone. That's right, you're new to this channel. Big Shin Megami Tensei fan. Dragon Ball Tenkaichi or Fighter? What Fighter do you mean? The one developed by Arc System Works? Because that's a phenomenal game. That's one of the best fighting games based on Dragon Ball Z. Are you a fan of Shinya Tsukamoto's films? No. Maybe if you mention some of his movies, I'll know some of them, but not really. I don't watch a lot of Japanese films. Which is worse for you, Friends or Seinfeld? I guess Seinfeld, because I never really watched Seinfeld. I think I watched a few episodes in my entire life. And Friends, I've watched a crap ton, like a lot of them. I mean a lot of them. Right? When I was younger, I was a big fan. But yeah, eventually I outgrew Friends and it got boring and uninteresting. So I stopped watching it a long time ago. I've been the first on Amazon to review a book, and it took a long time for it to show up on my Amazon. Mainly a certain number of reviews before they show up. Not really. I have a lot of my books and they only have like 5 ratings or 3 ratings. I don't know. Did you rate The Revenant Army? Tetsuo the Iron Man. I know Tetsuo the Iron Man, 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor did some music for it. I know the movie, I haven't seen it. I know Old Boy, who directed that movie, the original. It's a Japanese film, right? Old Boy. That's a great fucking film. People are still talking about Junpei. A lot of video game stores in my area are getting empty. No way, man. They are now selling more plushies, toys, and DVDs. In my city, not the retro stores, but the retail stores, the official retail stores, are slowly becoming like that. They don't sell DVDs, but it seems more than half of their merchandise are plushies and toys or amiibos or little fucking things, pop figures, those things. Yeah, you go into their stores and more than half of their merchandise is there. Like, where are the games? Is this a game store? Yeah, but I haven't visited a single retro store here in my area in a long time. Old boy South Korea. Oh, okay, not a Japanese. That sucks. Have you paid for e-marketing or something like that to promote your books online? No, I haven't done that because it's just not worth the investment. People don't read. They don't care about literature anymore. Favorite demon from SMT series? Well, I like some of the most popular ones. I can't tell you a specific one because I've seen it many times before. Like, one of the best demons in this game sucks in the next one. Like, I don't know, take Lianan Side or Side, whatever you want to pronounce her. She's always been one of my favorite demons because she's a great magician. But, for example, in SMT5, she was useful for a very short period of time, but not that useful. Where I'm mixing it. Lianan on SMT3 Nocturne, she wasn't that useful. Whereas in SMT5, she was very fucking useful for a short period of time, but very useful. She was one of the best demons, but not in Nocturne. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna have to answer that question based on the demon's design and personality, you know. Well, there are others that are like, they stay true no matter where you pick them. They are very good demons in most SMT entries, in Persona included. Fortuna, for example, I have Fortuna right now in Persona 3 and I've had her for a long time. And she's a great magician, she's a great mage type of character, I love her. But yeah, some of my favorites in terms of design. Pixie and Succubus for obvious reasons. Who else is there? Well, the classic Jack Frost and Jack-o'-lantern, they're classics. They gotta be there, but they aren't among my favorites. Although Jack Frost was pretty useful during the first hours of Persona 3 Reload. Mara, come on, that's horrible. That's a horrible looking demon. Orpheus is cool, but you get rid of Orpheus at the very beginning. Lilith. Lilith is really a really good mage too. Lilith. Lilim is good, but not Lilith. Lilith is much better. Titania. Titania, she was in my final party in Nocturne, and also in my final party in Devil Survivor. Titania, one of the best mages across the series, man. Titania, one of the best demons, definitely. Some names I can't pronounce. The girl who's on her underwear with a big cape and a big black hat. She was also in my final party. Lakshmi. Lakshmi's great. Lakshmi was in my final party in Shin Megami Tensei 5. Amazing magician. But she wasn't that great in other games. In Nocturne or Devil Survivor, she wasn't that good. Was she even in Devil Survivor? I don't remember, but yeah. Lakshmi was badass in SMT5. One of the best mages, man. I love mages. As you can see, I prefer mages. There's some badass physical characters, physical demons like Berith. At the beginning, Berith is usually, in most SMT and Persona games, he's usually an early demon. Berith, but he's really good. Rakshasa, another great physical attacker. Anyway. Chukulain. Chukulain is also Chu or Ku. I don't know how to pronounce it. Kukulain or Chukulain. He's a really good character. He was a badass in SMT5 for me, but he was kind of useless here. He was like, Tam Lin, similar character. Oh no, I haven't. Tam Lin is the one that I got here. I haven't gotten Chukulain. But Kulain is a great character. He was almost broken in SMT5. He carried me for a long time. But I also remember getting him in Nocturne. He was decent, but not that great. Have you ever reached the point where you need to Google a walkthrough on a specific area? Yeah, I've reached that point since I was like 20 years old. Everyone knows Yoshitsune is the best physical demon. Yes, I agree with that. Yoshitsune was also one of my longest demons in SMT5. He was there for a big chunk of the game, Yoshitsune. Fucking badass, man. Love that demon. Yeah. Have you ever played those Injustice fighting games? Yeah, I played the first one. Not a fan of DC and Marvel, to be honest. Especially not nowadays. It's so overrated, that universe, man. There's like 100,000 movies. Oh man, I lost track of them like 10 years ago. I stopped caring. Which ruined games like Injustice. To me, it's a good fighting game, but I don't really appreciate it because I don't care for DC and Marvel anymore, especially since they are owned by Disney. The Nintendo Switch's 7th birthday today. Are you right? Oh wow, but we are celebrating its 7th birthday. Any plans on modding your Switch? No, I still get review codes here and there. I can't do that. I will need to buy a second Switch and mod that Switch. What I tried to do this week was hack my PlayStation 3, and since I have the latest model, which was the Super Slim, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to hack it, and chances are it's not gonna work. So I'm sorry to announce right now that probably there won't be a Time and Eternity stream. I remember I promised the stream to play the game live once I got to 100,000 subscribers, but I also said that it wasn't a guarantee. Like I depended on getting the game physical or hacking my PS3, and I didn't do either. I tried, guys, but I told you, don't get your hopes up. I said that. So yeah. Oh, I lost 5 viewers already. Yeah, so there's not gonna be a Time and Eternity stream. Sorry about that, guys. Probably not. So I tried. Are you still using your Nintendo 3DS? Yes, I am. Almost every day for the past several months, either I play Plants vs. Zombies or Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. I just told you I have the Super Slim PS3 model. I agree, Lilim's design in a lot of SMT games is like meh. Succubus is far sexier and cooler to look. Lilim is just meh. Lilith is also not that appealing to look at, but she's one heck of a demon. Super Slim has a temporary hack thing that you have to turn on every time you boot up your PS3. I don't know, I hacked mine and it's a fat PS3. I don't want to risk it, man. I don't want to break my PS3. If it was as easy as it is to hack a PS Vita or a PSP or a 3DS, I will do it. But I just don't want to break my PS3, man. I don't know, and I have a lot of digital games in there and I wouldn't want to lose them. Some of them are exclusive, so I lose them, and no way, man. I'm scared to hack my PS3 Super Slim. So PS3 Super Slim is immune to custom firmware jailbreak. Oh, there. See, you know, it's gonna be a lot of trouble, so it's not happening. Many of custom firmware PS3 is a Slim version. Oh yeah, I know that. The best thing I can do is get a hacked PS3. Or maybe I'll see if I can do that, you know, but my problem is that I live far away and most people don't ship anything in Mexico. You always want to meet in person. You know, I'm so far away. I'll see what I can do. I haven't given up completely in the idea, but I just want to announce it publicly right now, because probably next week I'll reach 100,000 subscribers, and I don't know if I'll be able to play Time and Eternity live. Good for me though. Fucking piece of shit of a game. It's not that I was looking forward to it. Well, I was gonna suffer through it for your sake. Music is too loud. Are you gonna display the Aegis figure or keep it in the box? Keep it in the box. I keep everything in the box. The only thing that I have on display is the plushie doll that came on my Little Witch Nobera special edition. Because it doesn't fit anywhere, you need to have it outside. I don't know if you can see her. She's down there. Let me see if you can see her. Yeah, I think you can see her. She's there. She's the blondie with purple clothes right there. Huh. Yeah, I usually don't display anything from special editions. I keep everything inside. Though I'm really, you know, Aegis herself comes inside a box, right? When it's too dark, you can barely see anything. I'll think about it to displaying the box, not the figure, the box. I'm not gonna get the figure out of the box. No way. You guys still talking about SMT demons? Parvati looks amazing. Oh, Parvati! Parvati! One of my favorite demons too. Bridget. How about Bridget, man? Oh, man, awesome. Yeah, Parvati, I love her, man. And what's the girl with fire? Ah, man, I love her too. Every time I get her, she's freaking broken. The fire demon? God damn it. Anyway, Ishtar, I've only used her once, and she's great. Oh, I can't forget the name. Come on, guys. Someone's got to know here in the chat. The fire lady, Sati. Yeah. Thanks, Sati. Sati, right? You sure it's Sati? Yeah, I think it is. That's her name. Sati. And then there's Sarasvati. Sarasvati is the one with the guitar or the sitar, right? The instrument. Not that useful. I do remember Sarasvati was pretty useful in an SMT game. I just don't remember which one, but that was a long time ago. I love Mo Shuvu. Mo Suvu, the girl with the wings, in the long outfit. Oh man, she's not that useful. She's barely useful in any SMT game, but she was good. I love her. I'm very fond of her because I had it for such a long time in Raido Kusunoha. Ashera, I don't remember Ashera. I remember Ashera from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Ame no Usume, great healer. Oh, definitely. She's a must in Nocturne. During the fight with Matador, you want to have that demon. Oh, Nekomata, I love her. She's one of my favorite demons, man. Thanks for bringing her up. I love her. She's sexy. She's good looking. She's funny. I like her, man. And she's not that useful, but she's useful nonetheless. She carries you over during the beginning of most SMT games. I've had her for a long time in Persona 3 Reload. Great demon, and she delivered the final blow to Matador in SMT3 in my party. It wasn't, I mean, it was just a coincidence, but I don't know. I'll always remember that demon because of that. When was your last frustration in a JRPG? I think it was, probably Fallen Legion. It's such a frustrating game when you die, man. If you die at the end of a stage, it's back to the fucking beginning and oof. Holy shit. Maybe Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. The bosses you fight in the post-game on extreme difficulty. You didn't die. But man, I remember I got so frustrated in one of the character quests with Stera. You fight the little freaking girl, I forget her name, one of the generals. Oh man, what a pain in the ass. Oh my god, I died and I had to level up and come back later. and I beat the crap out of her and it felt great. But that first battle was so frustrating, it almost made me rage quit. I didn't rage quit on Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I mean in the game overall, because I hurt my thumb, and I'm trying to stay away a bit from action RPGs right now, because I mean I'm the button mashing type of guy. In Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, holy shit, you mash those buttons, man! And fighting bosses on extreme difficulty is insane, so I quit. It's not like I rage quit. If I ever do another rage quit video, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is not gonna be there. Fallen Legion though, that's not a JRPG, but god damn. God damn. What's your suggestion about trying to avoid side quests in JRPGs? I just can't avoid them. Just ignore them. I mean, why is it so hard for you? I don't understand. Will you get the new Shiren the Wanderer game on Switch? If not now, then later when cheaper? No, I don't have a single Shiren the Wanderer game in my collection. The one that I would like to own is the Wii one. The one on the Wii. But I don't have it and it's kind of expensive. There's a Vita one that I kind of would like to own too, but I'm just not a fan of roguelike RPGs, man. If I ever see it for dirt cheap, I'll pick it up. Sure, but... Are there any good JRPGs based on anime series? Yeah, there are some of them. I like the demo of One Piece Odyssey. It's pretty damn good. There's a Dragon Ball Z game on the Nintendo DS, Attack of the Science. Pretty damn good too. Full Metal Alchemist. 2 games on the PS2. There's 3, but we never got the third one. The first 2 we did get them, and the second one is really good. What else is there? I've heard some really good things about Fairy Tail on the PS4. Haven't played it, but looks great. But my all-time favorite's gotta be Fate Extra. Although Fate Extra, it was a video game first and then an anime. But it's part of the Fate series, which are anime and visual novels. So maybe it counts, Fate Extra, maybe? I don't know. What else is there? Sword Art Online. Not a fan of any of those games. Although the last one recently released, there's a demo of it. It looks pretty fun, you know. It looks like Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Maybe I could give it a try one of these days. There's one that never came out of Japan called Record of Grand Crest War. The anime, amazing anime, but the game never came out of Japan. It's a real-time strategy game. Looks pretty interesting. Too bad we didn't get it. Exclusive to the PS4. Damn it. Is there even a 1% chance that you will play Pokemon Legends? Nope. Not a chance, man. Rogue Legacy? Rogue Legacy? What's that? Sounds familiar. What's Rogue Legacy? The hell is that? Looks pretty cartoonish. Oh, it's a roguelike. Not interested. Nah, yeah, not a fan of roguelikes. To be completely honest. Yes, Fairy Tail was developed by Ghost Studio. Ghost, you know Ghost, right? Atelier, Art on Helico, Knights of Azure. Those guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not playing this. I mean, you know, some roguelike RPGs, well, you gotta understand that roguelike compiles 2 different things. Some JRPGs may have some roguelike elements, like Persona 3, for example. Every time you enter Tartarus, if you continue from the last floor you were in, okay, you just move on. But if you go back to the previous floors, they are pretty much randomly generated. They're different. So that's some roguelike. It's a roguelike tower in Persona 3. But yeah, when I mean my roguelike, I don't mean like the classic Rogue, the game from the early 80s. No, I mean like one of those games that where you move and the enemy moves, like Shiren the Wanderer, Chocobo's Dungeon, Mystery Dungeon, those types of games. I like them, but not really. And there's also There's a crap ton of them, but most of them are pretty obscure. There's Isuna, the unemployed ninja, great humor, great character. But then again, it's just the gameplay kills it, man. It's not my type of gameplay. But there are other roguelikes that are not like that. That are full-fledged action RPGs. Right? Baroque, somebody mentioned Baroque. That's a pretty bad one, but Baroque. Hades, that's one of them. Haven't played it. Quick question, Trails or Persona? Trails for me. I think I like Trails a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. But Baroque sucks, man. Great music, though. Had great potential. It's complete... You mean the remake, right? I mean, most people don't know Baroque originally came out in the Sega Saturn, only in Japan, although an official localization was done on the Switch recently. Well, it's a first-person roguelike game. I no idea, I haven't played it. But then the one you guys are probably referring to, the one on PS2 and Wii, that's a remake. And it was just wasted potential. It was pretty lame in my opinion. Thank you, Mad Radio. Thanks a bunch, man. Really needed that. Yum, thanks a bunch. Again. What and when was the last PS Vita game you played? Ooh. Wasn't that Natural Doctrine? Right? Well, actually it was Plants vs. Zombies. About like 4 or 5 months ago. It was Plants vs. Zombies, man. Yeah, the Vita version. But before that, it was Natural Doctrine. And I streamed it. Because it's also on PS4 and PS3. But I don't have a single physical version of the game, so I downloaded the Vita version for free because my Vita is hacked, and I streamed that version. And I came this close of going back to Trillium God of Destruction because I never finished it, and I want to restart it. And it's such a unique video game, Trillium God of Destruction. It's also on PC. I'd like to play it to go back to it and really talk about it again in detail in a video. So I want to go back to it, but yeah, I didn't because, you know... because almost went back to it. But yeah, the last Vita game I played, Plants vs. Zombies. Not a really interesting answer, but I'm a huge fan of the game, so there you go. And I finally played Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my phone, because it's only on PC and phone, but it's a fucking free-to-play game. And yeah, it was good, like all free-to-play games, gacha games, they're very, very good and addictive for the first couple of hours, and then repetitive, boring, you get tired of the gacha bullshit, they want you to pay, and it ruins it. Free-to-play, that's why I don't like free-to-play games. Do you like Dragon Age games? Yeah, I like the first one, Origins, big fan of it, Inquisition, also big fan of it. The second one, I didn't like it, but I only played it for like an hour. Didn't like it and I never went back to it. Maybe someday, right? Here's hoping for the new one, but it's a Western RPG, you know what that means? Politicized! Inclusive! Rainbows! Progressive! Just like Baldur's Gate 3 was. Yeah, at least that was turn-based. I am very hyped for Trails Through Daybreak, obviously. You hear there's a Final Fantasy Tactics Final Fantasy VI fan hack? Oh, I didn't know that. I'd like to play it, you know, but I don't know. I'd rather go back to the original. I feel like you need to play the original game in order to appreciate a hack based on it. That's why I became a Fire Emblem hacks fan, because I love Fire Emblem hacks. I've been wanting to do a video about Fire Emblem hacks for a long time, but I've never done that. But what if I were to include one of them in my upcoming video? Why not? I mean, why the hell not? Most of you are not gonna play it, I know that, but when the hell am I gonna talk about Fire Emblem hacks? I never do. Give me a break. Why not? In my next video. Why the fuck not? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I was deciding my last game. I have the script written for my next super obscure RPG gems. So now I'm spoiling you. There's gonna be a Fire Emblem hack. Most of you are gonna skip through it. I know you don't care, but for the ones who do, it'll be the best one of them all. Oh man, this is a really good one. And I streamed it. Anyway. Do you like Phoenix Point? Never heard of it. I don't know what that is. Do you think we're gonna get an announcement for Final Fantasy IX Remake this year? No, I don't think so, and I said this in the previous Q&A that I think it's stupid to do something about Final Fantasy IX Remake right now. I think it's best if Square Enix focuses on finishing Final Fantasy VII Remake first. So I don't think we're getting an announcement, but if we do, it's gonna be fucking crazy, man. What are my favorite hacks? You're gonna have to wait for the video. My favorite Fire Emblem hack is gonna be there. You're interested in the Fire Emblem hack? That's awesome. Nintendo is suing Yuzu for emulating their games. Why, Nintendo? Leave those companies alone already. Nintendo has been suing emulation for the past 20 years. And I don't think emulation is illegal. It's never been illegal. It's never gonna be illegal. Long live emulation, man. Final Fantasy Remaster? That already happened. Did you miss it? Final Fantasy VII? Every single Final Fantasy game has been remastered already. Except 11. But yeah, from 12 and below, every single one of them has been remastered. Some of them on multiple platforms like Final Fantasy X. And with the Pixel remasters, 7, 8, and 9 on Switch on PS4, there are remasters, yeah. Imagine 11 being remastered. That was an MMORPG, right? No, I mean, I wouldn't care for it, to be completely honest. What's up with this song? It's really good. Bomberman Tournament on the Game Boy Advance. Pretty good, right? Great game, man. I mean, great song. The game is also pretty good too, Bomberman RPG. Yeah, have you already played Roy from one of the Fire Emblem games? You mean the Fire Emblem 6? I just talked about it in the video, I think. I don't remember which video, but I did. I mentioned it. Yeah, I played it. Great game, just full of major problems. Do you think Breath of Fire is coming back soon? No. Freaking Capcom, man. Remastering Mega Man, remastering Monster Hunter, and blah blah blah. What about Breath of Fire, damn it, right? Right? Nope. I also think the Zodiac Age is the best Final Fantasy remaster. But I haven't played the Pixel remasters. I haven't. But out of the ones that I played and seen, Zodiac Age is definitely the best. Still, it's a great game, man. Last questions, guys. The last questions. Almost done. You still have time to make donations and help this channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Can you imagine me doing sponsorships one day? Can you picture me like saying, well, okay, this brand, hey, check out this brand, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, every time you click on one of his videos. But first, a video from today's sponsor. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I could sponsor products here on the Q&As, but on my, starting a top 10 or a review or a regular video with something like that, no, man. You know, this is how I support my channel, with the regular ad revenue, but also with donations and also with Patreon. Link to my Patreon page in the description. This is one of the biggest reasons why this is one of the biggest ways of supporting my own channel. And this is why I don't resort to sponsorship. I don't want to. But the day seems closer and closer because ad revenue on YouTube is just not being the same since the last couple of years. Seems to be going down. So yeah, if you want to support this channel, thanks a bunch, Yum Yum. Like Yum Yum, even if it's just $2. You can do it right now or join my Patreon page. I also got a PayPal. Anything is accepted, any kind of donation. Anything is welcome, guys. Chrono Trigger remake is likely possible now. Did you read the interviews? No, I did not read the interviews. What interviews are you referring to? I think a Chrono Trigger remake, remaster, or whatever is more likely to happen than Final Fantasy IX remake. I think Capcom has a survey a few weeks ago and Breath of Fire was one of the options that were there for a possible remake. I hope fans vote wisely. I'm gonna vote. I'm definitely gonna vote. Did you try to max out social stats in Persona 3? Good luck with 100,000 subs. Thanks, man. Some characters I'd like to bond. Social stats, right? Yeah. Oh, you mean the academics and charm and courage? Yeah, you kinda have to if you want to date Mitsuru. You need to max academics to date Mitsuru. You need charm on the max level to date Yukari, and you also need courage at max to date Fuka. So I already did Yukari and Mitsuru in previous playthroughs. This one, I don't know if I'm gonna focus on Fuka. I haven't decided yet. Probably gonna go with Mitsuru again or Yukari. So we'll see what happens. I'm also dating Chihiro. What kind of conversation is this? So yeah. Thank you, Kiss. Do you think that Lucifer from Shin Megami Tensei is a great character villain? Who? He's also a secret boss. He's always a secret boss. Well, if you talk about Nocturne, we're kind of spoiling something here, I feel. But the antagonists in Nocturne are pretty damn good. If you want to refer to them as Lucifer, then yeah, you can roam as Aegis. You couldn't do that before in the original versions. I think you get some kind of max stats with her, and Elizabeth too, but not really. I don't remember that much about it. I'm also dating Elizabeth, but she's not a dating system here. But you can romance Aegis, like she can be your actual girlfriend. Oh my god, that's it, guys. I'm going to. Oh, ooh! You made my day, everybody. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna focus on Aegis. She's considered as a romance option. You made my day, guys. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. This was another Q&A. This was episode 98. One more, and we'll reach episode 100. We're gonna have to do some celebration, and hopefully next Sunday I can celebrate my 100,000 subscribers milestone and achievement. So hopefully we'll see you there. I'll see you there. Have a great geek weekend, everybody. Thanks for joining.